Coming up on Common Agenda.
Everything you've wanted to know about herniated discs. Well, not really.
So stay tuned and mind your spine. Live television, Emerson Channel. This is Common Agenda. I'm your host, Colby Smalzel, here to bring you the new and upcoming Emerson College events in a hip and stylish format. We're kind of like Tosh.0, except with slightly fewer scandals. But don't worry, we're still pretty edgy over here. The Wire isn't a good show. See, this ain't your grandmother's Common Agenda. Sports fans, let's get down to business. Beware, Emersonians, there may be monsters coming to a classroom near you. Professor Cynthia Miller's Making Monsters classes have the best midterms ever. The students get to make their very own monster puppets. The classes spent the semester studying up on monsters, reading and watching all things spooky to pull a grotesque little friend out of their imaginations. While most students have taken the project literally, film student Tristan Donaldson, class of 17, has decided to make himself the puppet. Sporting some impressive voodoo doll makeup and a couple of wooden handles, Donaldson transformed himself into a real-life marionette. Halloween is right around the corner. It's literally today, and I know at least one guy who's gonna have a killer costume. Have nothing to do Monday, November 4th? Come soak up some culture at Philip Levine's poetry reading, hosted by the Writing, Literature, and Publishing Department in the Little Building's Charles Beard Room. Levine is a prolific poet who has won 2 National Book Awards, the Pulitzer Prize, and the Wallace Stevens Award. We're lucky to have the 2011 to 2012 Poet Laureate on campus, and he'll be holding a question and answer session at 4 p.m. and a reading of his works will follow at 6 p.m. in the Billboardy Theater. It's not every day we have a living legend in our midst, so why not take advantage? A digital revolution is upon us, and the future is now. On October 24th in the Cabaret, some TV and radio bigwigs discussed changes in today's media with the rise of new outlets like Hulu and Netflix in a panel moderated by Daniel H. Black, the chair of the Board of Overseers. The panel, which featured Emerson alums Kevin Bright, class of 76, Gary Krantz, 81, Lisa Dollinger, 10, and Board of Overseers member Dan Cohen, spoke about how there are more opportunities and positions for content creators than ever before. Netflix has changed the way producers make and think about programming, and the newfound focus on internet content is a change for the better. Looks like the job market just got a little bigger and brighter for all of us artsy entertainment types. A sexual assault forum was held October 21st in the Cutler Majestic Theater, where President Pelton, faculty, and students pledged to make Emerson a safe environment where we promote peace and acceptance. Pelton spoke to some initiatives Emerson is taking to address the issue of sexual assault, such as the Sexual Assault Survivors Advocate Program, which will provide support and guidance to victims. Pelton has made available purple wristbands that say Emerson stands in an effort to get the whole community involved and supportive of the school's new consent-conscious environment. Women's prison lovers rejoice. Monday, November 4th at 7 p.m., transgender advocate and actress Laverne Cox will hold a lecture entitled Ain't I a Woman? My Journey to Womanhood. In the Bright Family Screening Room, known for her role as Sophia on the Netflix series Orange is the New Black, Cox was nominated for a GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Reality Program in 2011 for her show Transform Me, the first show to star 3 transsexual women. She has also won a GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Reality Program for her role in 2008's I Want to Work for Diddy, and has been named one of the most influential trans people in America in the Trans 100 in 2013, and one of the top 50 trans icons of 2012 by the Huffington Post. Cox will be answering questions following her lecture, so make sure to get there early because space is limited. Boo! Did I scare you? No? Well, we never know what could happen with our next segment. Here's Jamie Sanders with our spooky wooky guest.
She is pretty spooky wooky, I will admit, but I think she's pretty cool. I'm here with Mechi Lakatos, an ambitious film major who's putting on a staged production of the 1999 film Girl Interrupted. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now this is interesting. You're a film major and you're putting on a stage production. What made you feel like putting on a stage production as a film major?
Well, I am a film major, but I have kind of been a theater kid all my life. I did plays. So although I do want to direct films eventually, I'm still really interested in theater and directing theater. So that's kind of what brought it on.
And now you are the one who adapted the script for stage. So what went into changing the script into a stage production rather than a film?
Well, Girl Interrupted was actually initially a book. So we had the novel and we also had the script to work with. So we kind of took pieces from the novel that weren't in the movie and took pieces from the movie and wrote our own stuff and made it into our play.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge in creating this stage production?
I think it's really important to me to kind of stray away from stereotypes that go with mental illness because the show does take place in a mental hospital. So I'm kind of really trying to create authentic characters that aren't, this person is like this because they have OCD or this person is like this because they have this, and kind of just have the actors, really build their unique characters.
Now, when did this process start?
We held auditions in late September and we've been rehearsing and the show will take place in late November.
That's pretty spooky wooky. That's exciting though. That's soon. That is late November. When exactly is it happening and where can people get tickets and see it?
Tickets, we will put them up for reserve online. It's free. It's November 23rd and 24th, Saturday and Sunday in the Cabaret, so right here on campus.
Right here on campus. Well, I know I'm going to show up for that. I'm super excited. Now, I personally am a big fan of Emerson Channel having a bunch of in-studio shows that give you updates on stories and all that other fun fiction stuff. But we have narrative shows here as well. Thanks for coming on. Here's Charlie Brewer, and she has the scoop of ice cream.
Nether regions of Emerson College, I'm here with Pamela Mora, writer of one of the selected Emerson Channel TV narratives. So tell us about the Emerson Channel TV narrative selection process.
Right. So I went to one of the Emerson Channel general meetings last year, and they talked about submitting your pilot screenplay for a TV pilot to them with like your idea for what the show would be overall, what the themes were. So I submitted it as a freshman last year, not really thinking much of it, and here I am.
So your show is one of 4 to get your TV pilot made. Wow. Okay. So tell us about your show idea.
Cool. So yeah, my show is called The Trophy Case. It's about a freshman in high school who she just started high school. She hasn't really found her place in the school yet.
What's that like?
She wants to join the speech and debate team, but she's horrible at public speaking, and her sister blackmails people through the photography club that she runs.
So what was the inspiration for the Trophy Case?
So the Trophy Case is all about the speech and debate team, and I did speech and debate all 4 years of high school. I was very dedicated to it. Yeah, I was. I was a nerd. But yeah, it was definitely one of my passions, and I don't do it anymore, but it's something I care about a lot.
So for real, tell us how it is.
Well, I guess I can tell you, but everyone else will have to watch the Emerson Channel to find out.
All right, later, guys. So.
My time to shine. Hello, America. I'm your correspondent, Mariah Terry, and I'll be telling you all about the rad events we've got coming up for you around campus. Let's do this. Looking to get away from all of the Halloween parties this weekend? Looking for something different? Emerson Stage is putting on a production of Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy based on the Newbery award-winning book by Gary D. Schmidt. The story takes place in 1912 and focuses on a friendship between Turner, the new kid in town, and Lizzie Bright, an African-American girl from nearby. The play is directed by Emerson professor Robert Colby and will run all weekend at 7:30 on Friday, 2 and 7:30 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday in the Semmel Theater in the Tufte building. Tickets are $8 for Emersonians and $12 for the general public. Are you a film student interested in traveling abroad? How does Prague sound? For the past 17 years, students have been spending summer studying in the Czech Republic at the prestigious Academy of Performing Arts for Film and Television. Students will study Czech film history and production, as well as experiencing the city all summer. The program director, Jim Lane, will be holding an informational session on Monday at 6 in room L151 of the Muchnick Campus Center, where students can learn all about the trip and applying for it. Poetry fans should be overjoyed to hear that poet Phil Levine is coming to Emerson to do a Q&A and reading of his work. Levine has won a plethora of awards for his books, including The Simple Truth, Ashes, Poems New and Old, and What Work Is. His awards include the Pulitzer Prize, the National Book Award, 2 Guggenheim Foundation fellowships and is the 18th Poet Laureate of the United States. On Monday, in the Charles Beard Room of the Little Building, Levine will be doing a Q&A at 4, and afterwards at 6 in the Billboardy Theater. He will be doing a reading of his work. The events are both sponsored by the Department of Writing, Literature, and Publishing. If you aren't a WLP, you should probably go anyways because poetry is the language of love. I, for one, will be spending my nights alone in 707 reading and writing poetry for hours while my roommates take fake tours of NYC. The latest Bright Lights screening is this Tuesday, and it's a documentary about a big issue. Homesick, Living with Multiple Chemical Sensitivity, shows how people with MCS are suffering from the increase in chemicals in everyday household items. Filmmaker Susan Abode is afflicted with the disease and goes on a road trip of over 30 interviews with doctors as well as those living with the disease. The film is screening on Tuesday at 7 in the Bright Family Screening Room. If none of the plays, movies, or poetry sound good, how about some stand-up comedy? Jeffrey J. is a transgender comedian and will be performing at Emerson next Tuesday, November 5th. He has won a countless number of awards and has been featured in many different lists of the best transgendered comedians around. Along with comedy, he speaks and educates high school and college students on transgender issues. He will be performing at 7 in the multipurpose room of the Match Muchnick Center. Have we mentioned it's Halloween? No? Maybe? Yes? Well, I suppose maybe at this point you figured it out. So the biggest question is not whether you've overdosed on candy or what you're dressing up as tonight, but have you gone to Salem yet? No? Well, that's okay, because you still have this weekend, and you also have Cary to tell you what you can't miss out on when you go.
Salem. For years, Salem, Massachusetts has been known to be one of the scariest spots in America. Hello, I'm Cary Spector, and this week on Weekend in the Bean, we are here in Salem, Massachusetts to see what spooky sights are here and what should be checked out. We're going to talk with the people of this area and see what we should see. Let's check it out.
Well, I've actually been in here in the evenings, and they do have like the ghost tours, and they look like they're a lot of fun, as well as being spooky because I think they walk through the cemetery, which is like the famous cemetery over there, where all the witches are buried.
Well, I own Spellbound Tours. It's Salem's original and best ghost tour. It's the only ghost tour where the tour guides are actually paranormal investigators. We take you to real haunted sites. We teach you how to get photographs of energy, orbs, ectoplasm, and apparitions, and people get scared. We've had people even pee their pants on the tour. It's not like a haunted house. Nothing jumps out to scare you, but it is scary because it's the real thing. Some of the places are famous locations, like where the guy was crushed to death painfully during the witch trials. Others are local secrets, like the haunted Dunkin' Donuts. It's a lot of fun. You can get tickets at a shop called The Magic Parlor at 213 Essex Street, and we meet at the Salem Visitor Center at 7:45 every night. It's probably the most fun thing you can do in Salem while you're here.
A witch, monster, blood, scary, very scary house, a lot of scary face.
I think it's just the energy. Like everybody is just like pumped.
You've been doing spooky things?
Well, I like scaring people when they're not looking.
Well, there you have it, Emerson students. In need of a good place to hang out and get scared on Halloween? Well, come to Salem, Massachusetts for all your needs. Now, there's a wax museum that I gotta check out, so Cary out. See you guys next week.
That's about all the time we have for you today, folks. I'll send you off by wishing you fine, upstanding citizens out there a happy Halloween. So go eat your tricks and play your treats, but remember to be safe out there. Always use the buddy system, be wary of Alston, and if you're dressing up as the Snapchat ghost, remember to only flash people for a maximum of 10 seconds. Enjoy taking candy from strangers. See you next time.